Hey guys, hey. So I haven't done a live for a while. I haven't done I haven't done a live for a while in a high value mindset or my ladies relationship one, and I'm very excited to do this one. And I think it's a little bit controversial, but I think you guys will really like it. So, the topic for today is how is it all related? How does it all relate? Law of attraction, my business, and God. How did it all happen? So I'm gonna share my story with you, and as I kind of sharing it, I'll go along so you guys can get it, and you can use the same tools as well. You can manifest a successful business, you can find what you want in life, and so on. Okay, so it's a very inspiring story, and make sure to watch it till the end if you want to learn the tricks and tips how to go basically kind of follow how I followed my path and became successful. So how did it happen? So a while ago, I think 5 years, 4 years ago, I was working, no, 5 years ago, I was working as a nanny in in kind of like with another nanny. So I was working as a nanny with another nanny, and we were two nannies looking after quite a lot of children, I think 4 or 5 kids altogether. And the other nanny who became my friend, she started creating a successful nanny business. So she was working her ass off while looking after the kids, right? So she, like, when the kids are having a nap or anything like that, she would get her laptop out and she would work her ass off on that laptop creating a nanny business. And I was really inspired by that because at that time I didn't have any goals. I was actually looking up tall modeling and things like that, which I actually did at that time. I did do some tall modeling. But I was so inspired by her, and she was paying attention to every single detail, creating her nanny business as a side hustle. And I remember I was there when she got her first client, right? So we were pushing buggies, right, in a park together. And she was on a phone. And after that, she was like, oh my God, Greta, I got my first client, right? And she started, like, she got so happy because she put so much effort into it. And she started jumping up and down from happiness, right? And I saw that. I saw her getting that first client and seeing her so happy. I was so happy for her, and I got really inspired. And what happened next? I started asking God subconsciously for something. I was like, I used to think like, oh my God, I wish I could have something like she does. I'm so happy for her that she found her passion. What could I do with my life? What could be my passion? I wish I had something. So these thoughts were going through my mind a lot, and I continuously asked God for it. Now, keep it in mind, even though I'm saying I asked God for it, like Lithuania is a Christian country. However, when I moved to UK, I was really influenced to be or act non-religious because it's a very big thing here, to be honest. And people say, I'm not religious, and it's a cool thing to do. So I kind of got sucked into that as well. However, somehow, subconsciously, I was still, because I'm a Christian, I'm still was asking God for it, somehow subconsciously, right? Another thing which I only realized, I think last year when I went into a crystal shop, so forward like 3 years later, right? I went into a crystal shop because I wasn't, last year I went into a crystal shop because I needed to get some clearance. I didn't know what to do with my business. I got a bit stuck. And I went into a crystal shop. I got the clearance, but I got an aha moment. I saw this type of kind of a green crystal, right? And then you read the description of that green crystal. It says that this type of crystal, and I don't remember the name of it because I'm not that type of coach, right? But it said that this type of crystal leads you to your passion. It helps you to find clearance in your life. It helps you to find the passion. And I got an aha moment a year back in a crystal shop because my little sister Yeva actually gave me a bracelet of that green crystal, which I was wearing all the time 4 years ago without understanding the meaning behind it. I had no idea what those crystals are, what it is. I just felt like wearing it, and I was wearing it for at least a year. I had it on my wrist, so I only found out the meaning for those crystals like 3 years later, and I was like, oh my god, I actually felt like wearing it when I was looking for my passion. So what happened was, I was happy for my friend. I was very happy for my friend. I was asking God subconsciously, can I would love to find something. I would like to find my passion, what I could do with my life, because I was getting really bored. And I was wearing that crystal, that green, like little kind of crystal bracelet, which was, also giving me clearance for life, which I was not aware of, right? So, and then what happened? I knew the relationship stuff. And then how did it all happen? I had, I'm not supposed to say the names, so I'm not going to say the names, but basically, I was talking to one guy who was my agent at that time, and he was asking me many, many questions on my relationships because he had, a thing for me. And he was like, first he was kind of putting sticks into my relationship, and I was like, no, like my guy loves me, blah, 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 blah. Oh no, he's doing this or that. He started talking behind. He started like really just kind of being super nasty and talking behind my ex's back. And I kind of was like having his back. And then he asked me a million of questions about my relationship. And I was giving him the answers one after another. And that guy at the time who I was talking to, the agent, he actually went to the pickup artist school. So he knew the stuff, he knew the games, he knew everything, right? So he was asking me a million of questions about my relationship. And every single time he would ask me a question, I would give him an answer like that, a smart answer, a high value answer, right? And after 2 hours of him terrorizing me like that, right? And me like firing back, he was like, oh my God, Greta, like you are a genius. Like you need to do a YouTube channel. You need to do a YouTube channel on relationships because you are, the way he said it, it sounds too nasty, but he basically said you kind of have guys wrapped up around your little finger. So I'm saying it a nicer way, right? But the way he said it was too nasty. But he was like, Greta, you have to do a YouTube channel sharing the stuff, right? So after that, like I have a seed in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, this actually sounds like a good idea, like, ooh, and then this seed was growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And after he told me this, after a while, I came to that point where I could not think about it anymore, because from every single angle, it made sense to me. Right? I was like, yes, I can do it. Yes, I know this stuff. Yes, you can ask me any question. I'll give you the answer because I know this stuff. I'm into that stuff. And this is how I started the YouTube channel, right? Now, when I started my YouTube channel, I had a very strong belief because I knew that, I knew that I know this stuff. That was not an issue. I had a belief. But at that point, I was still considering myself non-religious, right? So when I started my YouTube channel, I started watching a lot of really successful entrepreneurs, right? So I started watching Tony Robbins, I started watching Oprah, I started watching Gary Vaynerchuk, like many, many really, really successful entrepreneurs and other people as well who give more strategy. And what I noticed with all of those people, they were all strong believers. We all believed in law of attraction. We all believed in God, right? So, and at that time, I again considered myself non-religious, right? So I was like, okay, what is this law of attraction stuff, right? I started Googling it up. I was like, things started making sense. I was like, okay, if Oprah doing it, if Tony Robbins is doing it, they are the most successful people. We are my idols. I might as well do it as well, right? So I started getting into the law of attraction. This is how I got into it, and I got like really obsessed with it because I saw that it's working for me. So I started to create vision boards. I started later on manifesting my vision boards. Like everything what I put on my vision board does get manifested, not because it's done by magic. I do focus on those things. You guys know how much I work. I work like literally 16 hours a day. So I put in the work, I put in the effort, but at the same time, I ask for what I want, whether it's God or law of attraction or anything else. So I meditate, I focus on my vision, I imagine the things that I want. I focus on the positivity, right? So this is how law of attraction has helped me. But now, guys, I've been using law of attraction for a very long time. However, I do believe that the idea that I got for my business came not from the law of attraction, but from the God, because I was asking for it. And then I was put on the path to find that idea. And when I found that idea, I could not ignore it because it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in my mind. And then I, started doing things. Now, however, I'm gonna share with you guys what I've been going through now. And I'm gonna be very careful at how I share it because I don't want to freak anyone out. But basically, what I realized now is that then you come to the point where you're successful, more people know about you, more people watch you, you get more haters, you get more negativity, you get more evil eye and things like that, right? So what is happening now, like for example, let me give you an example. For the last 2 months, I was trying to meditate, and I meditate on a vision, right? So, for example, I usually, in my mind, the way I meditate, I imagine what I want in life, right? So, whether it's a nice house or something else, right? And the last 2 months, when I was trying to imagine these things, I could not imagine them. It's like something was constantly stopping it. Whenever I would start my law of attraction music, it's like you go in peace and it's like, oh, and now you imagine this house or this house, like you start to imagine stuff. What would happen, like really nasty images would start flashing in my imagination. So I'm trying to imagine the good stuff in order to manifest it, because this is how I believe in law of attraction. I create a vision board, I imagine things, I daydream nice stuff, I focus on positivity. So I'm trying to focus on positivity. I try to imagine this nice, let's say, white house, and these ugly images are flashing in, and I can't, it's like preventing me to imagine this like nice image, right? And it's been happening for the last 2 months. And I'm like, okay, this is really weird. Do I have something like some fear subconsciously or something like that, right? And so I have a friend who is very, very, very religious. She's a different religion from me, and we're very close friends. And she knows a lot, about that type of stuff. And she was basically, Greta, you need to start praying. You need to protect yourself. You need to, like you're growing bigger. There is more people putting bad energy on you. There is more people being jealous. There is more people of this or that. you need to start to protect yourself, right? So this is where the God comes in. And then again, I look at these celebrities now, right? I see the same thing. All the celebrities, all the big people, we have protection crystals, we have protection angles, we are believers, we believe in God or this or that. We protect themselves from the bad energy. So this is how my business, this is how my business is, this is the topic of my business, how my business is relating to God, law of attraction, and let's say my business. So I got an idea, I would say, from God. I focused on my business to do it, and I found law of attraction, which I followed. I was doing vision boards, I was going for the goals, I was, positivity is like a good energy, so it attracts more positivity. It's like good energy is like there is good energy, there is bad energy. It's a fact, it's physics, right? Now there is good and there is evil. Same thing, good energy, bad energy. So how, so if you're focusing on law of attraction, that is great. It's gonna help you bring these good things into your life if you believe and if you ask for it. But obviously you still need to do the work to be open to receive those things. And you need to be smart. Same as like ladies, for example, with guys, right? Sometimes we have an image of a guy with the qualities and so on. And if you don't settle for less and you ask for that type of person will come to you. Let's see, God or law of attraction will bring it to you because you ask for it in your own time. But then you have to do the work in order to keep that guy around. If you're not behaving correctly, if you're not ready for it, it's gonna go away. It's gonna find someone better for him, right? So with business as well, like you can ask for things, but if, for example, an opportunity comes to you and you ask for it, but you didn't do the work, you're not ready for it, that same opportunity will go away. This is how I see things. So yeah, so my aha moment in the last couple of days was I'm a big believer in law of attraction. I thought that I don't need to be too religious because I believe in law of attraction, so I'm open, blah, blah. But I just had a realization in the last couple of days that being religious or believing in God, whichever God it is, it gives you a protection. This is what I actually realized and I experienced it. I don't want to talk about my experience because it's bloody freaky, but it gives you the protection. And it sounds really crazy. And if my friends from 5 years ago, we would like watch this video, we would think like, Greta, you're bonkers, because of how I behaved before and how I would consider myself non-religious and all of that, and how I'm talking now, it's like two different people. But you do need protection. You really do need protection because there is evil eyes, there is bad energy, good energy, bad energy, and you need to know how to protect yourself and ask for it. And I believe like for something like a prayer is something that can protect you. Like for example, if you're sleeping in a bed, it's 2 a.m. and you're freaking out because you feel like, I don't know, you're seeing something or something's watching over you. What do? You pray. You pray because you're panicking, right? You pray. And when you start to pray, you can see that that thing disappears or it goes away, or you get the protection that you need. So yeah, it's just got few aha moments today, and I thought I'll share it with you. So yeah, let me see your questions. And as I said, like I watch all these celebrities and so on. I always see them, using the protection crystals, wearing the necklaces, like all of that stuff. And you need to have it, especially when you're exposed to more people and there's jealousy, negativity, spells, there's so many things. So yeah, I just thought I'll pop on and share with you guys. It's interesting how things go. You go, you do the work, you believe in positivity, but then, hello, need protection also. Okay, where are your questions? For some reason, we're not popping up. I see you girls. Can somebody say something and then I'll see your questions and then I will be able to answer them. I'm trying to live chat, top chat. No, I can't see it. Ladies, say something, just anything, and then I will be able to read your questions because we all kind of disappeared off the screen. And yeah, I see like quite a few of you watching, but I need you to say something in order to see the questions. Chat viewing options. Oh, here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me see. Brendan, is manifesting the same as law of attraction? Yes. I'm kind of skeptical about it, I must admit it, but I'm on a negative mindset a lot of the time. Must work on it. Yeah, so with the negative mindset is, if you're on a negative mindset, you will attract more negativity. So then I was very skeptical about everything in the beginning, you know? And so the way, like, I started practicing law of attraction when I hit my rock bottom, because I built my business on my rock bottom. And I was in a lot of crap because my sister was passing away, and it was all very, very negative. But what I did, I started practicing these things. So I started, like, for example, if one negative, first I started being aware. So if I'm thinking negative or bad about myself or just negative about anything, straight away I would be aware of that thought. Usually you're not aware in the first couple of minutes. After a while, you remember to be aware. And when you get aware about that thought, and then you replace that thought with 100 of positive ones, right, in your mind. So to replace a negative thought, you have to, in order to really replace it and forget about it, you don't just say one positive thing about it, you say a lot of positive things about it, and then you replace that thought like that. So then you consciously are getting aware of these bad thoughts and you keep replacing them consciously all the time. Through practice and through this pattern, you become more positive. Okay, so now negative thoughts still come into my mind, but I'm like very aware of it and I replace it straight away. And I'm gonna tell you one other thing. Whenever I have a break, all I try and do is I always try and envision my life. I try and envision it in the most beautiful way possible. Gratitude is actually a very good thing. Gratitude is the best thing what has helped me in the beginning of my business and staying positive. For example, because at that time I didn't have any money, I was literally counting pennies on the food. It was so annoying, and I was like, okay, like, what can I be grateful for? And I started watching YouTube videos that were saying, if you have a roof, or if you have a bed to sleep and a roof over your head, you're richer than like 60% of people in this world or something like that. And this is what I started. This is how I shifted my perspective to be grateful. So I was like, okay, I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that I live in London. I'm grateful that I have a bed to sleep on. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. And then this type of gratitude would put me into a positive mindset. And then the next day I would do the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. So this is basically, and then you're thinking positive, then a challenge drops on your lap, you looking for a positivity in that challenge. So it's easier to deal with that challenge or with that bad thing if you're looking at it from the positive angle. And in every single thing, in every single bad thing, you can find positivity in it. You are what you focus on. You manifest more of what you focus on. So if you're gonna focus on negativity, you'll bring more negative energy. If you're gonna focus on positivity, you're gonna bring more positive energy. But it's a lot of practice, to daily practice, nearly like every hour practice, to change this type of mindset, if especially you don't have it. Also, this is gonna sound a bit bonkers, and I'm aware of that, because, well, to me it would sound a bit bonkers because I'm kind of new to this. But if you are having a lot of negative thoughts, my advice would be, this is very crazy, well, it's not crazy, but go to church. Go to church. If you have a lot of negative thoughts that you are having, they are kind of going in your mind and creeping in. As I said, to me, I could not be manifesting anymore. Like, I could not even imagine good things. I tried, but they were like, like evil things, kind of like disturbing things, like coming instead of, instead of the beautiful things which I've been imagining for the last 4 years. Like, go to church, like, there's safety, protection, some people know it better than you do. So, and you have nothing to lose. Even if you think it's bonkers, even if you don't believe in it, what do you have to lose? Nothing. So I would just say, might as well do it. That's how I live my life. Sometimes I don't believe in stuff, but just in case, I'm gonna be cautious with it, because it's not going to hurt me. Okay, guys, tell me another dot or something like that. Anything, a number, a dot, a kiss, a heart, because I missed the comments. They kind of disappeared from the screen. So yeah, again, if my friends would be watching me from 5 years ago, it'd be like, Greta, what happened to you, So yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you, Frida. Let's see. Cindy, Greta, can we do a vision board for the long term which contains the big dream, and a vision board for... Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you definitely can. And you know what? Even if you, like, when you're doing a vision board for a long term, right? Just put it out there and don't say it that it's a long term. Sometimes your long-term plans will manifest short-term. If the timing is right, if you're doing things correctly, maybe you're a good manifester, so you might manifest much quicker. So definitely do both, but I would not say short or long term. Sometimes what you say, what you want in short term, will only manifest in the long term. So, like, ask for things, but I believe, like, that you're not the one deciding on the time. Maybe like, I'm not a law of attraction coach, right? Just make it this clear. But sometimes if you really powerful manifestor, things will manifest in short term, but other times you can ask for short term and it just doesn't happen. And it's just gonna take time, and it's okay, as long as you still believe in it, and as long as you're not replacing it with something that's not good enough, it will come. That is what I really believe in, and that has always manifested for me. I just never, like, if things don't come to me as soon as I want them to come, I'm very patient. I never settle for less. Like, it has to be what I want or nothing at all. I'll wait it out. Like, because if you settle for less, when that thing comes along, you maybe you're taken, or maybe like, for example, if you want, like, maybe it's taken that place and it can't come into your life anymore. So I am preparing a workshop about the relationship of a high value woman with God. This is a sacronic, yeah. So crazy how we are all aligned. Melanie, yes, belief and faith can be very stabilizing and give peace, 100%. Yeah. So this is how I see it. If you want to manifest things, follow law of attraction, but definitely do it. Do the work. If I would just be using law of attraction, like, I wouldn't do any work, right? Now I work 16 hours a day for the last 4 years, so it better manifests, right? But I think God and prayers is something that will give you, it is one of the top things that will give you protection. And the bigger you grow, the bigger your business grow, then you need more protection because there is more people involved, you know. And again, if you look at the celebrities, the things they use to protect their aura, to protect their good energy and all of that, it's like nearly unlimited, you know. So yeah, so this is kind of my life for today. I'm gonna finish it now. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if it has helped, and have a beautiful day.